Hi everyone and welcome back to Simple Finance. So on this week's video, we're going to compare an ISA and a pension. We're going to look at the benefits and drawbacks of each, and we're going to help you decide which is best for your retirement journey. So first up, an ISA. The maximum that you can put into an ISA each financial year is £20,000. There is no tax relief that you will receive from the government when you put money in, but crucially, when you take money out, you're not taxed upon any of the gains that you have made throughout the years. So within an ISA, there is no capital gains tax and there's no tax upon dividends. You can open up a cash ISA, and I would recommend people put money into a cash ISA for things like their house deposit, or if they're saving for a wedding, or if they want a safe place to put money for an emergency fund. So that's a cash ISA. Typically, banks will offer you between 3 and 4%. And that means that if you put £1,000 in at the start of the year, at the end of the year, you would have £1,040 if you have been offered 4% interest. So on this channel, we will typically look at stocks and shares ISAs. With the stocks and shares ISA, there's the same limit of £20,000, but crucially, the important thing is what you're going to be putting into a stocks and shares ISA. Typically, people will buy index funds and ETFs, which are exchange traded funds, and this allows you to buy a small piece of every company from around the world. So large, medium, and small companies from around the world. You're going to diversify your risk and it'll allow you to track global markets. When you buy index funds and ETFs, typically you will be able to get somewhere in the range of 7 to 10%. But I would recommend that if you're going to open up a stocks and shares ISA, you commit to investing in this account for a minimum of 5 years. And crucially, if you can invest for 20 or 25, 30 years, you will do well. The reason for this is that you will be able to ride out any short-term volatility, any dips in the market, and some years you will get 15%, other years you might get negative 5%, but across a 20 to 25 year period, if you can get somewhere in the range of 7 to 10% and you invest consistently, you will do well. Now, you'll have to do your own research and pick your own fund. I can tell you what I invest in, which is globally diversified funds, but it's up to you to do your own research and ensure that what you're investing in matches your risk tolerance. So an ISA, as we said, £20,000 limit per year. You're not taxed when you take the money out. And one last thing, you can take the money out at any time. So this is a good account to have for flexibility. An ISA will allow you to build a bridge so that if you want to retire before 60, if you want to retire before 55 even, you can take the money out and use it if you have finished up with your job, and then you can draw down your pension and your state pension. So there is that flexibility there with this account. So next up, we're going to look at a pension. Now, with the pension, you can put in £60,000 or up to your annual salary if it's less than that. So whichever is less, £60,000 or your annual salary. Now, the government will give you tax relief on your contribution. So for every £80 that you put in, the government will give you another £20 if you're a basic rate taxpayer. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, you only need to put in £60 to get £40 from the government. So straight away, you're getting that huge benefit from tax relief. At the moment, you can't take out any money from this account until age 55, and that's due to rise to age 57 in 2028. So that's something to be aware of. Within a pension, you can invest in the stock market. And with the workplace pension, your employer has to pay into this account also. So it's important that if you're offered a workplace pension, that you definitely take this up, because if you don't, you're losing out on free money. So those are the main benefits and some of the drawbacks with the pension. With the pension, the money is going to be locked away until age 55 and soon to be age 57. But you do get the tax relief from government, so that's something to be aware of. Now, next up, we're going to look at a lifetime ISA. So a lifetime ISA, which is something that I invest in personally, is a hybrid of the two. You are allowed to put in £4,000 a year, and for every £4,000 that you put in, the government will give you a £1,000 cash bonus. If you're going to be investing for the long term, you would want to buy units within the stock market, so index funds and ETFs, which track globally diversified funds. Crucially, with this account, you're not taxed when you take the money out. So you have that flexibility of getting the money out at age 60, but you've also benefited from the government bonus throughout that time period. So that's it, folks, in terms of investment accounts. Those are the two main accounts, an ISA and a pension. They each have benefits. They each have some drawbacks. And my advice to you is to open one and start investing. Invest for the long term. Invest in globally diversified funds and ensure that they match your risk tolerance. Vanguard, for example, have a life strategy fund, and you can choose from 100% equities down to 40% equities, which would allow different people to match their risk profiles. So that's it for this week's video, guys. Thanks very much for following along. I'm going to ask that you like and subscribe and do all those nice things, and I'll see you again next week.